Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Doing
Pit
a
lane speed
late
limit
model
is
fixed series
35
race here
miles per
for
hour.
week
Pit
6.
exit's
We
clear.
are at
Okay, Jake,
Thompson,
we've got 2
going
laps.
out
Let's get
for
this done.
qualifying. Certainly going to give it my best effort. Looking at the field, there are some pretty quick times being turned, and I don't know if I can honestly match some of them, but I am certainly going to put the best effort in and hopefully come away with a halfway decent starting position. It's a pretty spread out field, it seems like. 18, 17 cars, something like that. And we are right in the middle. Car number 8, so absolutely torched the first lap. Just not very good at all. Overshot both corners, never got down. Need to clean up this first lap, or clean up this lap and try to improve on that first one. Just absolutely nowhere near where I needed to be. I know I can drive better than that first lap, so sucks because typically my first lap is my faster one, but definitely improving on the second lap, although it's still not going to be anywhere near where I need to be, so only moves us up one spot. So actually probably would have preferred to stay 9 so we could have been on the inside row. And I was on 15 cars, so looks like the 2 might be choosing to start in the back. The 6 is the only other one left to turn time. And he has, so it looks like he's just waiting to finish. Yeah, I was going to be lucky to get into the 7s, if not even the 6s. So honestly, just beating car number is going to make me feel happy with that. I don't know, it's going to be pretty tough to do anything in this race. I'm guessing it's probably a strength of field similar to my iRating or so. Maybe a little bit above that. I'm expecting the top 3 or so to be pretty quick. You can see they qualified all in the top 4, so 2 did turn time. So I believe the 6 is the only one we're waiting, and technically he's not turning a lap, so unfortunately we're going to sit for the last couple seconds. We could have been done a little bit earlier, but at least got back to the inside
That's
row.
the end of the session. E9.
Although you can see kind of the middle line to the outside sometimes can be preferred. I think it's going to be a lot of wreck avoidance to start, at least the first probably 5 or 6 laps or so, and then get into it without burning up tires too bad. And then certainly going to do my best to try to save tires and work my way up. So certainly not going to be a easy race. I've been struggling for sure with these cars the last couple of weeks. I did not run as well as I thought I could have at USA International last week. Just didn't have a ton of pace. So certainly going to try to do my best. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to expect out of the cars behind, if they're going to be that much faster or that much slower. Obviously, I feel like I've got a little bit more pace than what qualifying showed, but I don't know how much I can pick up, and certainly starting 9th this deep in the field is going to be pretty tough. I would say a top 5 is probably going to feel like a win,
The air temp is
and
78.
if I can just move up to 7th or better, honestly, you know, beat what iRacing expects me to do, that would probably be a fairly successful race as well.
7 in the inside lane.
It's going to require some luck. It's definitely going to require me not making many mistakes, and probably trying to find some more speed that I did not have coming into this. Didn't get to put as much practice time as I want, but just really struggling to find that next step, that next you know, line or breaking point or whatever that'll bump me up to that next level. So I mean, when you got guys that are, you know, certainly rated much higher than I am, it's not really anything to hang my hat on that I'm you know, getting killed by them. But my competitive nature wants to be faster. I want to be able to hang with them. I want to be able to learn more, show you guys something decent, and you know, get a good race in. So just gonna try to do the best that I can. Trying to make the most of this, have some fun. If nothing else, try to come away with a 0x clean car, and you know, feel like I didn't really make too many self-inflicted mistakes, and that I just got beat on speed, which it's never fun to admit you were just flat out beat, but that always makes me feel better when I know I did the best I can, and I just need to go back to the drawing board and learn some more. So gonna get ready to go here. Got a few cars behind us, so gonna try to get a good start. Leader gets a run out of turn 4.
Go.
decent start. Again, the outside line sometimes can be preferred, so didn't really get a jump on the 13 at all, and that start from back here kind of got broken up a little bit. So we are off and rolling though. No problems yet. 7 stopped a little bit sooner than I thought he would, so had to wait. 12 was kind of looking on the inside there. Feeling like might have the pace to run a little bit faster than the 7, so just got to try to wait for the right spot, see if they make any mistakes, and try to capitalize on that. Hopefully not get held up too much, not get too much pressure from the guys behind. To see if I can cut down to the inside of the 7. 13 bounces it off the wall on the front stretch as well.
The leader's just done a 20. 5 clear the top. Clear out.
Trying to get by the 7, able to clear him. Hopefully he can pull away. He's going to try to look to the inside. Should be able to get the run down the backstretch to stay in front of him. Just got to try to not drive too hard as well, because again, it's all about saving tires right now. So 13 seems to be a little bit faster. 7 kind of drove it in pretty hard. Doesn't get quite as good of a run out of the corner. That slows him down. I'm probably driving it a bit more conservatively than I should be at this point, but certainly want to keep it as clean and set myself up for a decent last half of the run. You can see both the 5 and the 13 kind of skidding off the wall on the front stretch. You'll see that probably happening quite a bit. 13 gets a little loose out of the corner as well, so something to take a note of. He slides way up the track. I'm going to try to get to the inside, see if I can take advantage of that, clear him, pick up another spot, moves me up into 7th.
P7.
So, just got to keep trying to keep it clean. Try to be easy on the throttle, easy on the tires, and see if I can work my way up towards a top 5 if possible. Not sure if I'll have the pace to get to the 5 or not, but certainly going to give it my best effort. If nothing else, just going to try to have some fun.
That's good consistency. Keep it up.
Feeling pretty happy with running fairly consistent laps. Probably should have been able to run a faster lap up front at the start of the race, but if I can be consistent, I'll be pretty happy with that as well. 0.9 up to the 5, so we'll keep an eye on that gap, see if we can catch them at all.
0.87. That lap time was 20.84.
Again, you can see everybody's kind of entering halfway up the corner and then diving it down on the exit to get the run down the straightaways. Looks like we were able to gain about a 10th to the 5, so we'll see if that's something that I can keep going or if that's just due to him making a mistake. Kind of have to lift, cut it a little too early and a little too hard on the throttle, so give some time back to the 5, but still a long, long way to go. It's far better to give up a little bit of time and not bounce off the wall than it is to bounce it off the wall and lose time for the rest of the race.
The gap in front is now 0.89.
Running about even. You can see the leaders are just absolutely pulling away. I've got nothing for them. Should be close enough though to keep it on the lead lap. Don't think I should fall that far back. And keeping about consistent with the 5 out front as well as the 4 behind. Kind of hoping the 4 is pushing hard to try to get to me, because that could bode well the last half of the race if he's using up tires, that I could start pulling away from him. I feel like I'm kind of driving in the middle, like trying to drive a little bit harder, but not crazy hard on the tires, so you can see the 4 gained a lot of time that lap.
20.93.
If he does happen to catch me in the next few laps, I'll probably just let him go, because he will have proven that he's got a lot more pace, and there's no reason to battle this early on when I could let him go, save tires, and possibly get spots back from other drivers later on in the race.
You've just done a
He is definitely closing in quite a bit, so I'm sure he just has the pace along with the tire saving. So if he gets to me, I'm not going to contend with him at all. Not just going to move over for him and slow way down, but certainly not going to fight him. It's kind of holding even with the 5 up ahead, but also looks like we're kind of catching the next few cars up ahead of him as well. So expect the 4 to go to the inside this time. Just going to hang out the outside, try to get him by out of 4.
Keep it steady.
Got no pressure back to the 9 behind, so There was plenty of time to let him by and try to follow on through. Gave up a little bit of time to the 5 up ahead, but like I said, it's worth far more not getting wrecked and letting the 4 go and trying to continue to save tires than it was to do that. Gonna think about switching over to session last lap in a little bit just to try to find some consistency. See if I can find any speed at all without pushing the car too hard. We're still only a third of the way in, so long way to go left in the race. Gonna make a brake bias adjustment as well. Start moving the brakes back just a little bit, help get a little more rotation into the corner, get the car stopped a little bit sooner without stressing the right front too much. Entered a little bit lower going into the corner, so you can see I gave up a little bit of time compared to the lap before by doing that. And actually losing a little bit of time to the 5, so not sure if I'm just not driving as well or if he's starting to pick up the pace a little bit. I think he might be trying to do that to stay ahead of the 4. Like you can see the 4 just flat out has the pace and is catching everybody pretty quickly, so able to gain a little bit of time. 5 has fallen back from the pack up ahead, so it might honestly be at best a 7th place finish if I can get to the 5. But even if I can stay here, 8th place won't be the worst thing. May lose a little bit of iRating, but again, you know, matching the car number can't really be too upset with that finish. But plenty of laps left, plenty of time to see if any wrecks form, if anybody burns tires up. We're not even to halfway yet, so long way to go still.
The gap behind is now 2. You
can see the 5 got the 4 by him. That also allowed me to close up quite a bit on the 5, so could still have a shot to pick up that 7th, and then we'll just have to see on everybody up front if gonna have pace. Certainly expect the 4 to be just quicker overall than me. I don't think I'll be able to catch him on tire wear later on. Very clean race overall. Have not seen really any smoke, any slow cars, anybody in pit road, so it seems like it's been a pretty clean and respectful race. So happy to see that for sure. Makes it a lot more fun to run short track races when you get a group of drivers like this, especially it's kind of shocking given how much of a skill gap there is. You can see we've got quite a bit back to the 9, and we're still way behind the leaders, so it's pretty cool to see that. Trying to do my best to hang with the 5. Looks like he's starting to pull away again a little bit. I think we just caught him because of him letting the 4 by. But like I said, we are still barely halfway, only starting lap 24, so we've still got 22 to go.
Okay,
so
Jake.
it is very possible if people are burning up tires now that, the last 10 or 15 laps, I could start catching them more. Just got to keep driving my line, make sure I don't overdrive the corner entries, and don't pick up the throttle too early, too hard. Roll into it nice and easy and bring the car down off the banking. Most importantly, make sure I keep it out of the wall as well. It's definitely another tough track to pass on because that outside line's preferred going into the corner, but then try to cut it down, so it can be very, very tough. We got the 15 as a lap down. That's our first encounter with a slower car, so able to get by him, was able to cut it down. I kind of saw him coming, so kind of planned for it to cut it down a little bit earlier, avoid getting into him coming off the corner. Don't lose too much time to the 5. Gonna look at making a brake bias adjustment again in the next couple laps. Trying to do a better job on some of these series of using that to my advantage to keep the car a little more consistent. Got some positions changing. The 4's continuing to move up through the field. Looks like the 11's falling back. We're catching him, so it's possible I could pick up a couple spots if I can get by both the 6 and the 5 and the 11, but just really can't seem to catch the 5 at all, so Might be that I don't end up getting by the 5, but maybe before the end of the race can get by the 11, and that's how I can get to 7th. We'll have to see. But getting ready to start lap 30. So we're going to have 29 down, 16 to go. Just about a third of the race left. Going to make that brake bias adjustment now. Certainly feel like the 5 might be managing tires a little bit, kind of back and pace down, and then picking it back up when you feel like he needs to make a move. And seems like the 11's pulled away a little bit. I know I was probably catching him because of him letting the 4 by, but I feel like the gap overall has decreased. Just cannot seem to do enough to get to these guys. So
The gap in front is now 0.76.
that can be one of the perils of a fixed setup race if everybody's pretty close on driving skill. You know, it can be really tough to find the few tenths that you need to really be able to make up ground on somebody, and you know, you just can't afford any mistakes like I just did there through 3 and 4.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
Certainly try to do the best that I can, try to keep the car underneath me, see if I can catch anybody. Wish I could have gotten more green flag passes for you guys, but I'm certainly trying my hardest for you to see what I can find. Thankfully, we've had no pressure from behind. It looks like the 9 is starting to catch us a little bit, but it's been nice that way to not have pressure behind, not have to worry about, you know, anybody diving in on us or anything. So it's allowed me to really focus on trying to run my laps as well as the cars out front. Just cannot seem to find it yet. And I don't think I can really deviate off of this line too much, although I know obviously doing the same thing as them is not going to allow me to catch them, so I need to start experimenting and trying to find something. Lost a little bit of the run out of 4 there. Certainly feeling a little bit better about my turn 1 and 2 side of the lap compared to the 3 and 4, but still just cannot seem to get enough to get anywhere near them. We've got 10 to go now, so running out of time quickly to be able to catch them and make any kind of moves. Gonna need some sort of mistake out of them, and I'm also gonna need to avoid making a mistake. But 8th place would technically be an improvement from the starting position, so sometimes it's, you know, all you can ask for when you're not the fastest car on the track.
The gap in front is now 1.00.
You can see the 5 drives it in really hard, gets loose there. I think he knows he's also running out of time to get into the 11. He smacks the wall coming out of turn 4, so there is my chance to try to capitalize on that mistake, see if I can get by him. Hopefully he won't pull away even with the damage that he has. You can see he's got right rear damage for sure, and I'm sure he's got left front damage as well. Just got to make sure that I don't make the same mistake that he did. It's going to be my only shot to try to get to him. Looks like we're going to be approaching the 15. He was actually on pit road coming out, so thankfully we were not going to have issues with the 15 again. With the brake bias back all the way just to have a last dash at the 5. Don't think we're going to be able to get to the 11 unless he makes a big mistake or gets caught up in something. And I still can't even close up on the 5. Super frustrating. We got a wreck up front. Looks like this could be some spots potentially. 6 gets involved. Not sure what happened there. Certainly going to try to get by there.
2.4 seconds.
He's going to hold the line. Hopefully he doesn't hold me up if he's that slow. Certainly look to try to get by him on the inside if I can going into turn 1. See if I can take advantage of that, get some spots. We make some contact. Seems like that might have possibly been netcode as well. It's definitely faster. You can see the 5 getting aggressive now, driving it hard. Closing in on 4 to go this time by, so everybody right here is all tight together and pushing for all the spots they can get. Looks like the 3 might have had problems as well. And unfortunately, I still flat out don't have the pace to try to get by these guys. So that's super frustrating when I've got 2 cars that have smacked the wall that have damage that are still able to pull away from me. Trying to do what I can out of it, but it's going to be pretty tough for sure. Got the 15 who's going to be coming back on the track. We'll see if he plays a factor in anything. Hopefully he can stay out of the way since we're all battling hard for position.
Car outside.
Tried to work to the inside of the 6, had the lift, just could not get the car to corner the way I needed it to.
Clear low.
Able to clear the 15 going into the corner. We've got 2 to go, and I'm seeing all these spots and unfortunately just cannot seem to do anything about it. It's so frustrating when I've got cars that are damaged and I just don't have the pace to get by them. I really have got to learn how to pick up my pace in this car as well. Get the white flag now. Nothing else should be able to bring it home in 8th place, but I felt like I had so much chances given to me right there at the end between the 5 hitting the wall and then the 3 and the 6 having the issue to pick up the spot and get close to that top 5. 6 drives it way up. Maybe I can get underneath him, try to get a run off the corner. See if I can pick up one spot. And I don't know if we were able to get it. I think we got beat by him just at the line, so bring it home in 8th, most likely. I believe that should be the case, and I guess, like I said, if nothing else, we tied the iRating, or what iRacing expect us to. So we're gonna check this at the line. Yeah, I think the 6 did just barely get the run on me. Looks like the 6 was that. 7's not very happy about what happened, so we'll flip this around, take a look at this other side. I think the 6 just got me to the line. Yeah, just barely got me to the line. So, tried to do the best I could out of it. That's definitely gonna be a screenshot for sure. That doesn't get much closer than that. Super frustrating. Like, I wish I could have driven better and had a bit of a better car. You can see the tires. I definitely wore out the right front the last half to third of the race, trying to get as much as I could in the last bit of the race. I was driving as hard as I could. So let's go check the results, see how those did. Wish I could have gotten you guys a better finish. Just super frustrated I didn't have the chance to capitalize on it, but it was definitely, it was an exciting race for sure. At least gave you guys something good to see. Tried to do what I could. Top split out of 4, 27-19 strength of field, so stronger than me. But not crazy strong. But for late models, out of the top strength of field times, that's not terrible either. Pretty far off the pace, about 3/10 off on lap time for fastest lap, and about quarter of a second or so on average. So definitely want to close that up. Would love to see that within 3/4 of a tenth or so. So got a long way to go. Able to gain 7 points for iRating, so 26-17. That's break even out of that to finish where I was expected to be. I cannot complain too much about that. We were able to pick up a spot off the starting, so wish I would have had the pace to try to take advantage of the 6 and 5's mistake, but certainly did what I could there. Managed to gain 0.10 on the safety rating, so 2.64, just slowly climbing back there. It's just the being a short track, not enough laps. It's a little bit tougher to get it than some of the the higher series. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Feel free to leave any feedback if you have driving comments, tips for how you guys have run this. If you've run this all this week, or just the late model in general, love to hear from you guys in general. Hopefully you enjoyed that. You can see it was definitely a 2-car race between the 1 and the 2 with the way the gap was, and then it was everybody else. So I don't feel quite as bad as I should by getting killed by them, but obviously wanted to have a better finish for you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and love to hear from you guys. Appreciate all the support, and until the next race, hopefully all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.